Starting in a comfortable seated position with the eyelids closed, start to take the arms out to a T, creating circular motions forward, activating the core, working into the shoulders. And then we'll take circles in the opposite direction. Lower belly still engaged. Shoulders stay soft. And then releasing them down. Start to take your left ear to your left shoulder. Bring your right hand to your right shoulder. Left hand will come to your right ear, getting a deep stretch on the right side. Breathing here. Releasing that, take your right ear to your right shoulder, right hand to your left ear, left hand to your left shoulder, breathing into that side of the neck. And then releasing everything down, walk your hands forward, rolling onto the hands and knees, tabletop. We'll take our feet out behind you, plank pose, slowly rolling back into a downward facing dog. Tailbone reaches up, pressing firmly through all four corners of both hands, pressing deeply into the heels. It's okay if your heels don't touch today. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, stepping up to meet the hands. Halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, strong legs, arms open wide, palms touch. Exhale, hands to heart center, mountain pose. Inhale, arms reach up, gaze up, look up. Exhale, navel to spine, fold forward, let everything go. Inhale, halfway, either fingertips or shins, gaze up. Exhale, plant the hands, hop, step, or float back through chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing, shoulders back. Exhale, rolling over the toes, downward facing dog. Few deep breaths here. You can take some movement or make it a still downward facing, completely up to you. Maybe nod your head yes or no. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, bend your knees, hop, step, or float up to meet your hands. Halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms open wide, palms touch, gaze up, salute the sun. Exhale, mountain pose. Inhale, arms lengthen, gaze up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, plant the hands, hop, step, or float, going through your vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing, Adho Mukha. Coming into stillness, pressing firmly through the hands, down through the heels. Inhale, right leg lifts, bending the knee, open your hip. Maybe do a few knee circles, one direction, and then in the opposite direction, maybe rotating the ankle, your toes. Inhale as you straighten out the right leg. Exhale, slowly bringing your right foot in between your hands, high lunge. Inhale, using your core to lift you up. Exhale, windmilling the arms, plant your left heel down. Warrior two, navel drawing in, both thighs externally rotating away from each other. Keep your shoulders soft. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Still pressing firmly through your back heel, deep bend in the front knee. Exhale, slowly start to bring your right hand to the right corner of your mat as you kick up into half moon. Both legs are fully active, your core is still engaged. Your gaze can be down or up for a challenge. Slowly bring your left palm down, square the hips off, standing splits. Remembering to breathe here. Next, exhale, slowly release the left foot down to the right, deep bend in your knees, chair pose, Utkatasana. Shoulders stay soft, navel to spine. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, plant the hands, hop, step, or float, going through your vinyasa. Inhale, upward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg sweeps high. Bend the knee, open your hip. Maybe take a few circles one direction. And then in the opposite direction, maybe circle out your ankle, your toes. Inhale, left leg sweeps high as you exhale, slowly bringing your foot in between your hands. Inhale, using your core to lift you up, high lunge. Exhale, windmill the arms, warrior two. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, reverse your warrior on the opposite side, deep bend in the front knee. Big side body stretch on the left. As you exhale, windmill the arms, plant your left hand down in the left corner of the mat, coming into half moon on this side. Exhale, plant both hands down, square your hips off, standing splits. Next exhale, slowly bring the right foot down to meet the left. And then here we'll sink our hips low into a low squat, taking our knees wide, reaching the fingertips forward. If this is a bit much, you can take your feet as wide as the mat for another variation of a squat. And then coming onto the toes, or you can stay in a wide squat with your toes out, heels in. Maybe take a side bend stretch if you're in toe squat here. Hands at heart center. Slowly release the hands down, lifting up through the hips. So here you can take a vinyasa or try kicking up for handstand a few times. Maybe lifting one leg and the other. Trying something new today. Slowly coming down. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale as you fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, hop, step, or float, going through a vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, downward facing dog. Tailbone reaches up. Slowly releasing the knees down, coming onto all 10 toes, making sure all 10 toes are tucked under, coming into another form of toe squat. Softening the shoulders, finding a soft gaze, focusing on your breath here is a really challenging pose. Maybe circling your head out. And slowly on an exhale, release the hands forward. Then we'll bring our right knee up to our right wrist, and your right ankle comes up towards your left wrist, coming into pigeon. So option to stay on your hands here, or maybe take a twist with your right hand back towards the left leg. Maybe reach for the left foot, coming into a quad stretch, completely optional. It's perfectly fine. You're still getting many benefits with both hands on the mat. And then slowly on an exhale, begin to release both hands forward. Maybe coming onto your forearms. Forehead might come to the mat. Breathing here. Maybe counting your breath here. On an inhale, begin to slowly press yourself up. Inhale as you lengthen, maybe coming into a back bend, both hands on the outsides of the hips. Then releasing the hands forward, curl your left toes under as you send your right foot back to meet it, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg reaches up, open the hip. Do whatever you have to do to shake it out. And then we'll release both knees down. Bring your left knee over to your left wrist. Left ankle over towards your right wrist. Again, hands can stay planted down on the mat, Or maybe coming into a twist with your right hand planted, reaching back with your left arm. An option to take the quad stretch, reaching your right foot up, bending into the knee. Completely optional. It's okay wherever you are today. Just accepting what is. Then releasing the foot down as you walk your hands forward, folding over the leg, coming into pigeon pose. On your next inhale, begin to slowly press yourself back up, lengthening through the crown of your head. Option to take that back bend as we did on the other side, or just take your left leg back to meet your right. Inhale as you lengthen, maybe open the hip, taking any intuitive movement here. On your next inhale, begin to reach your right foot towards the outside of your right hand, coming into lizard. You can stay here with your left knee grounded, or maybe roll onto the outside of your right foot. Reach back for your left foot for another quad stretch. And you can stay high on the hands here in lizard, or maybe come down to your forearms. Breathing into your hips. And then lifting onto the back toes if that feels okay, maybe swaying forward and back a few times. And then sending your right foot back to meet your left in forearm plank, slowly lowering the hips down, Sphinx pose. Untucking the toes, reaching through the crown of your head. Tuck the toes under, inhale, lift all the way up to plank, downward facing dog, tailbone reaches up. Inhale, left foot steps towards the outside of your left hand. Lower the knee, untuck your toes, staying here on the hands or maybe rolling towards the outside edge of your left foot, reaching back for your right foot for a quad stretch. Again, another just optional suggestion. It's perfectly fine to stay on your hands or your forearms here in lizard pose. Then we'll tuck our right toes under, lift the knee, maybe sway forward and back a few times if that feels okay. And then gently sending your left foot back to meet your right for a forearm plank, lower belly draws in. And then you can stay here in plank pose, that's perfectly fine, or begin to walk your feet in as much as you can, maybe kicking one leg up and the other. Playing with Pincha Mayurasana, forearm stand. And then we'll all just come down to our knees. Take a child's pose with the knees together. Hands come to the outsides. Maybe sway forward and back a few times or massage your forehead on the mat. On an inhale, slowly roll yourself up. Inhale, arms lift, palms touch. As you exhale, bring the right palm down, left arm reaches over. Left palm down, right arm reaches over. And then we'll extend the left foot out, right foot comes to the inside of the thigh. Left hand is down on the inside of your left leg as you reach over with your right arm. Coming into a side bend stretch. For a more advanced posture, you can bring your left forearm down and then maybe reach for the outside of the foot. It's okay wherever you are today. Maybe take your left hand to the outside of the right knee if that's in your practice. Then place the right palm down. Inhale, reach back with your left arm, hips lead high, heart lifts. Exhale, slowly come back through center. Walk your hands forward for a quick forward fold, resting the head, the neck. Inhale, slowly coming up. Release the right leg out. Left foot comes towards the inside of the leg. Right palm faces down as you reach up and over with your left arm. Big side body stretch on the left side. Again, option to maybe reach for the outside of the knee with the right hand. Reach for the outside edge of the foot with your left hand. Inhale slowly brings you up as you place your left palm down. Inhale, reach back with your right arm. Hips lead high, heart lifts. Exhale, slowly come back through center. Walk the hands forward. Inhale, slowly coming up. We'll bring both legs wide. Take a wide-legged forward fold here. Toes are flexed. As you exhale, slowly walk the hands forward. Coming maybe to your hands or your forearms. Just a few deep breaths here. Next, inhale, slowly working your way back up. Bring both hands behind the hips. Inhale, heart lifts, head back. As you exhale, bring both feet to the mat. Reach both hands forward using your core. As you exhale, slowly make your way down. We'll bring both knees into the chest. Grab maybe opposite wrists, forearms, or elbows. And then start to tuck your chin in towards your chest slightly, just to relax your spine. Breathing here. Slowing down the mind. Begin to release your grip. We'll take Shavasana. Take as much space as you'd like with both feet as wide as the mat. Palms facing up. Go ahead and lift your shoulder blades up and down your back. Relax your jaw.